In this session, we are going to discuss about unions. Okay, so by the way, structures are mainly used to store mixed type of data. Okay, so along with the structures, there is one more thing called as union. Union is also used to store mixed type of data. That means you can store integer, characters, float in a single block. Okay, then what is the difference between structure and union then? So we'll first discuss certain things about unions, and then we'll find out the differences. Okay, so mainly if you want to create a union, then union keyword is used. So you can see that this is one basic difference between structure and union. Like if you want to create a structure, you will use struct keyword. If you want to create union, you will use union keyword. Now there is one more thing. In union, memory location is shared by all the elements of union. In structures, as you can see, in case of structure, every element will get a unique memory location. As you can see, it is written over here. Each member in a structure is assigned with a unique memory location. But in case of union, every members or every elements which are defined inside a union will share a single or will share a common memory location. Okay, so this is very important difference between union and structure, which is all about your memory sizes, or which is all about memory location. Now there is one more difference in case of size. The size of not a structure, by the way, here the size of union is equal to the size of its largest element. Okay, so the size of union is equal to the size of its largest element. But in case of structures, the size of such structure is equal to the sum of size of its element. Okay, but in case of union, the size of union is equal to the size of its largest element. We'll discuss this part later in this session. We'll first discuss what exactly a union is, how to create a union. Now, as you can see, the union is also a user-defined data type, just like your structures, but it mainly it is used to combine, or you can say it stores a mixed type of data. In union variable, the union variable allocates the memory space equal to the space of to the space to hold the largest variable of union. So now we'll see the syntax of declaring union. As you can see, the syntax of declaring union is almost similar to the syntax of declaring structures. As you can see, union keyword is used over here, then followed by the name of the union, which can be anything, and then I'm defining different types of data. And like structure, union is also terminated with semicolon. Now in order to access these elements, we have to create a union variable. Like we have to create a structure variable to access the structure members. Similarly, if you want to access the union members, then you will have to create a union variable. So we'll see one example over here. As you can see, there will be hashtag include conio.h. Okay, now it is perfect. Now I'm creating a union called as item. Okay, so by the way, name of the union is what? Item. And in item, I'm defining three elements. One is of integer type, second is of float type, and third is of character array. Okay, so if I want to store the value of x, then in that case, what I have to do is I have to create a union variable. Like I have to access this element. If I have to access any of this element, then I have to create a union variable. In order to create a union variable, the syntax is this. Union is a keyword followed by name of the union and then union variable. In my case, I'm creating a union variable called as IP. Name of the union variable can be anything, but it should be valid. Now, as you can see, I'm storing 12 inside x. I'm storing 20.2 inside a variable y, and then I'm taking an input from a user for character array, and I'm storing that input inside a ch array. Okay, so let's assume the user will enter CS tutorials over here. Okay, now I'm printing the values. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm printing the value of X followed by the value of Y and then value of CH array. Now, what is the expected output? Expected output is nothing but print the value of X. The value of X is what? 12, right? Expected output for this particular statement shall be 20.2 and this statement will be CS tutorial. But now we'll see the output, and as you can see the output is completely different. It is not that we have expected, right? So this is happening. As you can see, all the values are corrupted now. Here the value should be 12. Okay, the output shall be 12, but we are getting some different value, some random values like 1 or 11011, like anything. Okay, as you can see the value of float is corrupted. The value of float was 20.2, but now it is showing 20.199892. That means we are getting some different values. But if you observe the value of character array is what CS tutorial, and I'm getting the same value over here. The value of CH array is not changed, and but the values of X and Y are changed, right? Why this is happening? As you can see, the reason is mentioned over here. You can see the values of X and Y are X and Y get corrupted. Only variable ch prints the expected result. And this is happening because in union, the memory location is shared among all the members of data type. Okay, so we know this point. In union, the memory location is shared by all of its elements. So therefore, the data member whose value is currently stored will occupy the memory space. This is important. Why this value is not changed? Because the latest value, the value of variable ch was stored last, right? As you can see, the CS tutorial, the value of this particular thing was stored last. Hence, the value of the rest of the variable is lost. Okay, so this is all about your union. Okay, so in case of union, you cannot print more than one variable at the same time, right? That's why there is one point over here is that only one member can be accessed at a time. That means you can retrieve only one member at a time. And this is all about your union. There is one more point called as there is one more point which is mentioned over here is that union is obviously used to store different type of data, but it is mainly used for storing one of the many data types that are available. Okay, like this is very important part, and this is a main difference between structure and union. Like in structures, the memory location, each and every element will get separate memory location. But in case of union, all the memories are all the memory or all the elements will share a single memory location. And there is one more point called as a size, which is all about size, right? The size of union is equal to the size of its largest element. That means if I calculate the size for this particular union, then the size will be, for example, integer will take 4 bytes, right? So integer will take 4 bytes. Float will take 8 bytes. The character array, the single character will get 1 byte of memory, but it is not a single character. It is a character array. That and the size of character array is 100. That means it will take 100 bytes of your memory. As you can see, the largest memory size is what? 100. So 100 is assigned to a union. Okay, so this is all this is something which is mentioned over here, that the size of union is equal to the size of its largest element. So the largest element in our case is 100, right? So 100 is assigned to a item union. Okay, so this is all about your union. In order to access the union, you will create union variables. You cannot print you can only access one element at a time. So there are certain differences between union and structure. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, then do comment.